Hey everyone, how's it going? In this video, we're going to be talking about the find command. And the find command isn't explicitly stated in the objectives, but in every course and video course that I've seen and done, especially in my studies when I passed the exam, it was always covered. And then so I wanted to make a page for it here and along with the video. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the first thing we want to always do is look at the man page. So we can do here man find. And like I said, it's search for files in a directory hierarchy. It's exactly how it sounds. The next thing we're gonna do is just start typing it in here. And as always, I'm referencing the web page I made for it here. It's in the description. And so the first thing it wants the path. So the path can be something like the current directory. And you're probably wondering, oh, well, where did that come from, that dot? You can just do /al like this, and you can see this dot is the current directory, and then this one is going to be the parent directory there, okay? So let's clear that out, and then let's do find again. So let's just do the current. So if we go back here, let's say we just want to find files that have the name or the string find, okay? So let's do that. So we can do find like this, and then we can do the current directory, and then we can do iname, which is one of the options or search options, and we can do find like this, and then let's try that. So nothing, okay? And because it's looking for the exact, so if we do asterisk like this, so if we get problems like this, let's just read the errors, right? So let's see, paths must precede expression, possible unquoted pattern for a predicate. So it's helping you there, right? So let's quote that and see. And there we go. So we found them here, okay? So let's say, for example, we just wanted to find files, right? Files only. So we can add on to this. We can say type like this, and then F file like that. So you see now, because this find DRI, right? That's a directory. So we can list it again. You see here, this is a directory there, okay? And then so that was the type option as well. So if we wanted to switch it up, right, and just find directories, we can do like that, okay? Moving on. So let's say, for example, we wanted to check ownership, right? So if we look at the ownership of these files, we can see one is for the root and the rest are the learner, okay? So let's say we wanted to find we can use user, right? We can put root like this, as you can see. We found the one that owns by root. And let's say, for example, we just wanted to find the ones for learner, right? So we can do learner like this, like that, see? All right, and then we're gonna do a little bit more digging here. So this is just a simple examples. Let us do something like, I have an example on the web page here. Let's look into var.log, right? So we change our path here, right? So it's find the command and the path. So we can do var, then we can do log like this. And then let's see, so logs are super important. We can do min like this. And then here we go, modified, right? So this is modified minute. And so we can do less than 10 minutes like this. Okay, how about less than 1 minute ago? Like that, okay. So that's one example, modified. We can search it as well in the man page. So we can do man find, boom. So we just searched it in here in the man page, found that one, and here we go. So it's file, it's data that was last modified, less than, okay. So n is minutes ago, and then perfect. So that's one example, and that's another search option. And so there are a lot of options in the man pages, and I suggest just looking through it. Now, one of the great things about find is that there's also an option to apply an action on the find command, on the things that are found by the find command, right? On that preceding portion. So what we can do is now, let's say, for example, we see all the I created a file here actually. So let me just go in there. So what was the name of it? Yeah, directory find exec. So yeah, so we can cd into this one, right? And in here I created a bunch of files, right? And then, so what I want to look at actually is this. So as you can see, some of them are owned by root, and then some of them are owned by learner, right? So let's say, for example, we wanted to change just the permissions on the learner items, right? So the ones owned by learner. Let's say we just wanted to change that. So what's great about the find command is that you can do that on the files that are found, and then you can apply an action. So we can do this, for example. So we can find, right? And we can do in current directory, iname, and we can do file like this, right? Asterisk, and then we can just do user learner like this, right? And here we can just do exec is the command we want to use, right? Exec like this, and then we want to apply that, change mod, and let's just say we want to give them all the rights, and let's do this like that, boom, boom, like this, okay? And then so that's going to change. Also, let's see, that's a big command, so we want to do this, right? So when we're working on long commands, we just want to use that comment option, and it won't do anything. And then we just want to look at, make sure that we know what we're doing. So we want to ls everything. So we're going to see here, the ones that are owned by learner, right? We want to change it to give it all the permissions, okay? Our permissions are here. And then again, let's run through it. So it's going to be find in current directory, name of file with ownership under learner. We're going to exec here, change mod here. Let me change that. Let's say we want to put it here like that. Give them all the permissions. And then we hit enter. Perfect. So now if we do LSL again, okay, we can see that all the permissions for learner changed, okay? And then let's just give it back. That's why I had it saved there. Boop. And then we do LSL again, like that. Perfect, okay? And so the next thing we want to do is let's use find, right? So that was a good one that I liked for the size option. And so if we want to do in current directory, we want to search size. Let's say we want to find something that's bigger than 10, so plus 10 megabytes like this, right? So let's try that. Okay, so that's a lot of stuff, right? Let's do something bigger than 50, right? Like I have in my website there. Okay, so that's a little bit of a shorter list. But one thing is that we don't know the size, right? So we want to apply a command or use exec to get the exact sizes, because all it is right now is telling us that it's bigger than 50 megabytes. So we can clear this, and then we can apply the exec here, and then we can do the du disk usage, and we can do sh for human readable, again, boom, and space. Make sure the space is there. It didn't work for me earlier because I didn't have that space. And boom. And now we can see the exact size because we're applying that exec on there. And if we want to get fancier, I think we can sort it as well. And you can see here that we've sorted it here, but it's sorted a little funny. But anyway, that's the point, is that we can start really making commands really longer. And they look complicated at first, but when you break them down, they're a little bit simpler, okay? And then the only difference between exec and OK is that OK will give you a confirmation. Let's see if it'll do it here for us. And then, yeah, so you can just hit Y and then hit Y for each one, okay, like that. And that's all I have for the find command. It's super useful. It's very flexible. and super powerful. So I recommend getting really used to it because it can really help you save a lot of time, especially if you're looking for a specific file or a specific extension or something like that. And looking around and trying to figure it out is not the best route to go, because the Linux file system, especially the default system, has a lot of files already installed and they're everywhere. And then so I recommend using the find command.